Hey guys, Sophia here with Turquoise Toffee, and I'm back with another video. Today we're talking about the 2024 IFBB Pro League Republic of Texas Pro Bikini and Pro Wellness results. These were incredible. Everybody looked amazing. Great suits, great tans, great hair. Ugh, so good. Now, in terms of Olympia, of course, last year's top three are automatically qualified, and then the winner of every open contest also gets to go to Olympia. The qualification period is coming to a close here in September, so there are not that many opportunities left. Very crazy, very stressful, very exciting. Okay, so starting with women's bikini. In first place, Ashlyn. Second, Raina. Third, Jordan. Fourth, Lana. And fifth, Gavi. So Gavi in fifth place looks incredible. I love the color of her suit, her dark hair. That mauve lipstick looks beautiful. She's got really nice conditioning. I think there's a lot of detail coming through in her quads. This shape here by her kneecap looks beautiful. Nice groove in her glute, and her glutes are awesome. Really great size, nice curve, really beautiful midsection. Gorgeous shoulders. I like the definition she has in her arms. I think she looks really cool. Really nice abs, great obliques. She's posing really well. Maybe a bit forward facing. I'm kind of losing some of that width in her lat here, so I'm getting a nice amount of width to the shoulders, but not that fullness in the lat. So maybe a little bit more of an angle would be good. And the other thing I was thinking when I was comparing her to the other athletes is she does have a lot of sharpness with the conditioning. I personally love seeing all the lines, but I feel like a little more softness around the edges would not be a bad thing. You know, if the shoulders weren't quite so chiseled, maybe just a little bit more roundness into the quad sweep, just a little bit more of that full round softer shape to just make things look a little bit less hard and crazy athletic looking. But I think she's amazing, really beautiful overall structure, and a fabulous fifth place. Okay, and fourth, this is Lana. She looks stunning. The red lip, the red suit, and she has exactly what I mean about a little bit more of that softness to her overall look. Still a lot of conditioning. You can see some gorgeous detail in the quad here, the obliques, but just a little bit more roundness and fullness into the legs. Her glute looks really big and round and curvy. The lat is really nicely posed, so you get this gorgeous overall curvy shape. Now, I think she could have had a little bit more definition. I know I'm going back and forth here. The shoulders could have been a tiny bit sharper in the lines outlining the delts. And I felt that in the back pose, maybe she could have had a little bit more detail coming down into the back of the legs. So something kind of in between Lana and our fifth place competitor, where you have that round fullness, not too sharp, not too detailed, but still some good lines outlining some of those muscles to show off the beautiful shapes. So I think she looks amazing. I love the way she's posing this back leg, so delicately placed on her toe. It looks beautiful. Okay, here's Jordan in third place. Wow, you really notice that triangular shape in her upper body. Super wide in the delts, really prominent lat, and you just see this tiny waistline. What a gorgeous shape. And then she's got a really nice glute and beautiful detail into her legs. I love this line coming down her quad. I think her hamstrings look awesome. The groove in her glute, her obliques, just amazing. Really nice suit. Normally, I like a more red lip with a red suit, but I think this looks really pretty. She's just got really nice colors, the tan with the suit, the makeup, everything just flows really nicely together with her whole look. Her posing looks really good, definitely highlights her narrow waist. I do find, however, if I'm being really nitpicky, the shoulders stand out to me. They're quite well developed, really round, really big and large, but I do find that I'm drawn to them more, and I'm noticing the upper body more than I'm noticing her lower body. And her lower body is incredible. So I don't know whether she could pose a little differently. I don't know how she would, just to maybe soften the look of the shoulders a little bit. Maybe even rotating the elbow and the wrist to just try to minimize a bit of that sharpness in the arms, in the shoulders. I think you'll see what I mean when we get to the lineup photo. She's just so well developed in that upper body that I think it takes away from the overall balance of her shape. But I still think she looks incredible. She's got great definition, really nice size in her glutes, a beautiful tiny midsection, and just with the hair and the color of the suit, everything just looks so stunning. And it was a fantastic third place. Okay, next and second is Reina, who has a different look to me than the other competitors. She's not particularly triangular in her shape in the way she poses in this front pose. So I find her to be quite narrow and also very forward-facing. She's not at that crazy of an angle. Some of the girls are almost sideways sometimes. So she's quite towards the judges. I think that's a good thing because it does help to make her shoulders as wide as possible. But I'm kind of losing out on the lat. Her arm almost looks like it's pressing into the lat rather than opening. And to me, she just looks very narrow in the upper body rather than creating that ratio of super wide to tiny waist. Now, she does have an incredibly tiny waist, beautiful definition in her obliques, and man, the star of the show is this glute. She's got an incredible shape, great size, beautiful curvy hamstrings, just unreal. Her legs are really stunning. The suit color is beautiful. I love the bolder lip. Maybe I was thinking just to even help create the illusion of more width and that more kind of bigness up top, maybe she could try doing more volume into the hair, like a bit more of layering, some waves, some curl, maybe even highlights, just to kind of fill in some of this space so everything isn't so long and straight and narrow until we get to this amazing curve to the glute. But I do think Reina has a particularly good back pose. So we'll get there in a second. Either way, she looks stunning, gorgeous, a fantastic second. And now in first place is Ashlyn, and she nailed every single thing. Her tan is perfect. The suit color is beautiful. It's a rich, darker blue. The makeup is stunning. Her face looks bright. I love how kind of the inside of her face is glowy, really bright and beautiful. Her teeth are beautiful, like everything. Her hair has this nice swoop. Gorgeous. Her traps are insane, just so built, but the shoulders don't catch my attention more than any other aspect. She's just got this beautiful roundness, and it's balanced so well with the beautiful roundness of her glute. In fact, her delts line up really well with her glutes also. And then I see the lat into this extremely small waist. Her waist is certainly posed to look the tiniest on this stage. The triangle shape that she gets from that width into the narrow, tiny waist is so good. Stands out for sure. And then she has a super beautiful, impressive lower body, just curves in the glutes, curves in the hamstrings, curve to the quad sweep, and lots of detail, but without it being too sharp, right? So she gets nice detail, great conditioning, but still has a fullness and roundness to the quad sweep, to the delts. Beautiful. Head to toe, she nailed everything. Okay, so here's everyone side by side. Do you see how Ashlyn really stands out for that shape? The upper body in particular, the width, and then the narrow waist. All I see is this triangle here. When I look at Reina beside her, I don't get that much of that ratio of wide to narrow. But like I said before, Reina's lower body is phenomenal. Really nice shape of her glute. Jordan in third, gorgeous shape. I love the hourglass. Maybe she could have a little bit more fullness in the glute here, in the high part of the glute, just a bit more roundness. And this is where I find that her shoulder stands out quite a bit. Like when I compare Jordan to Ashlyn, for example, Ashlyn has a little bit more of a softer look in terms of the balance of upper to lower. Lana, I think, looks really nice. Her conditioning is beautiful, but I do think she needs more detail into the upper body, maybe even more size into the shoulders to really create that ratio. And then Gavi in fifth looks stunning, great lines, but certainly more detail coming through than we're seeing in some of the other competitors. So I think Ashlyn really nailed it. The posing, that tiny waist, the triangle, the curves, stunning. And then from behind, everybody looks really, really good. Reina catches my eye for the width that she has in her quads, beautiful curves into the inside of her legs as well, and just a great fullness into the glutes themselves. I think from behind, she looks really hourglassy, even better than from in front, and really nice detail into the tie-ins. So I can see from behind, she really looks good. Jordan, I think, also has a really nice width into the narrow waist. Lana, I think, has a little bit less of that width than we're seeing, so her triangle's not as big in the back. Nice fullness into the glutes, but she could have a bit more lines down to the hamstrings, into the back of her legs. Gavi looks great, really nice fullness into the glutes, maybe a little more curve into her inner thighs, I think, even a little more quad sweep. When I look at Ashlyn, she just has everything. She's got the curvy delts, the tiny waist, nice fullness into the top of the glutes in particular, and really nice roundness into the legs. But one thing I think Ashlyn could do, she could narrow her hair right here by the delts so that we see them a little bit more, like just to have a teensy bit more of a triangular shape to the hair so that we see a bit more of the skin of her shoulders, I think would be perfect. Okay, so in terms of Olympia, there she is, qualified. All right, women's wellness. In first place, Jenna. Second, Grecia. Third, Sunny. Fourth, Kelly. And fifth, Taze. And looking at the scores, it was really close between first and second place. Super exciting. Okay, so here's Taze in fifth place, and she looks beautiful. I love her detail. This groove is so deep. The outlining of her quad, her calves, great abs, beautiful obliques. I think she's got a really nice proportion of the upper body size compared to the lower body. Her tan is beautiful. The lipsticks with matching the red suit, like everything just looks so polished and beautiful. My only critique is the arm. And I went through a lot of pictures. It wasn't just the one photo that I picked, the one time she was not quite in her pose. I noticed that this arm is consistently in like almost touching the glute. I don't like that. I want to see the full outline of the glute without the forearm in the way. So I don't know whether she needs to twist a little more or just rotate the elbow a little bit just to keep the arm off of the glute so we get a full beautiful silhouette of her shape against the backdrop of the stage. That is my only critique. I think she looks amazing. I love the curly hair. I love all of the colors. She's incredible. Next in fourth place is Kelly. Absolutely gorgeous. She's a taller athlete. You'll see it in the lineup comparison photos, and she has absolutely amazing amount of muscle on her super tall frame. Like, she looks so curvy, so full, so round. It's stunning. Exceptional curve to her glute, really nice hamstrings. I love the sweep of her quad on this back leg. I love all this detail that you're seeing. Really nice small waist, beautiful flat abs. Her suit is a gorgeous, luxurious purple, almost has that wet look, almost like a leather. It's just beautiful. But I don't think it fits so great on the top. I would pull that down just a little bit. And I do think Kelly, I've definitely in the past said that I love the short hair, and I like how it shows off her shoulders, but I do think in the back pose, having a little bit more hair and a little bit more fullness would help with that overall triangular shape. I know wellness isn't about a balance and a perfect hourglass like it is in bikini, but I still feel that having a little bit more fullness in the hair from, here down to the shoulders would just help fill in this space and give more of a wider look to the upper body, and just a bit more of a flow to the overall physique. So it's a tiny little minor thing. I think she looks amazing, great conditioning, great colors. But I do think a little more hair would not be a bad idea, even to try one time. But overall, she's stunning. Okay, next in third place is Sunny. Love seeing her in the top 5. She looks incredible. Her legs are so good. She's a shorter athlete, and the muscle is just packed onto her frame. Thick, full, round, curvy legs, beautiful glute. Nobody's glute has the curve and the shape on the bottom like she does. You see this outline from a mile away. It looks unreal. Great detail into her oblique. I do find, though, that there's a bit of rib here. I don't know how she can kind of smooth out the shape of her torso a little bit more. And something that I noticed, this isn't a critique in any way, just something that I find different than the other competitors, you see almost none of her suit here in this pose. Like, you wouldn't even know it was blue practically, except for the upper bikini part. So that's just something that's interesting. I don't know whether she could try having a suit that comes up a little bit more, just to see some of the color, to break up some of the torso. Or maybe pose maybe a little less sideways. I don't know. It's just something that I noticed. There's almost no fabric here. The other thing I noticed with the posing is this shoulder almost seems to be rolling inwards rather than opening up and out. And I feel like she could absolutely show off the delt more if she brought the shoulder back just a little bit. The arm in that case wouldn't need to come so sideways. Maybe it could fall a little bit more straight down. I just think that would be a really flattering shape to her overall curve of her back. It might even help to make her midsection look even more narrow if she had a bit more size and width to the way she was posing the shoulders. So just a suggestion. I think overall, though, she looks really beautiful. Great hair, great makeup. I love that mauvey lip. The color of her suit is beautiful, and she's stunning. I love seeing her in the top 5. Okay, next in second place is Grecia, and wow, those hamstrings are phenomenal. I can't get over the fullness, like all the way down behind her knee. It's crazy good. Really great definition. This line just draws your eye to those hamstrings like crazy. She also has incredible fullness and height to the roundness of her quad sweep. Beautiful detail. I love the groove in her hip. Her glutes are so like horizontal. They come out so far. The way she's popping her hip, it's stunning. Beautiful midsection, nice and smooth and flat. Great obliques. Beautiful amount of lats showing. I wouldn't mind a little bit more height into the shoulders, but I love the definition and I love the balance she has with the amount of muscle in her arms. And she's doing a really great job of posing the back shoulder so that there's just as much roundness in that delt as there is in this one. I think it looks fabulous. I love the red lipstick. Oh, it looks so good with the red suit. I also really like the shade of red on her. It's very bright and bold, and it looks fabulous with her tan. Two things that are a little more critical. I would love to see a bit more space between her feet so that I could see a bit more of the hamstring of this back leg. This hamstring impresses me so much. I would love to just see it a little bit more on that other leg. Right now, the quad is really obstructing, and the knee is obstructing this back one. The other thing, I'm not crazy about the fit of this chain strap on her suit. I don't like that it's coming down. I feel like it could be a little tighter and come more of a swoopy up shape in here. I think that would be a bit more flattering overall. Right now, it's just kind of drawing a line and cutting off her hip. So that's it. I think she looks incredible. What a second place and so close. Now, here's Jenna in first place, and she looks incredible. She's doing everything right with the posing. You see a beautiful amount of curve in the delt. I do wish the hair was off the shoulders, honestly, but what you see here is a gorgeous curve, a nice curve in that back arm as well. She's really upright and really opening up her upper body. I notice it absolutely in the lineup photo, just how full and big and wide she's posing her upper body. She looks confident, proud, nothing is slanted, nothing is rolling. She's just open and gorgeous. Her chest is up, her midsection looks perfectly flat and smooth, great detail in the obliques, beautiful shape in her glute. My gosh, roundness and fullness right from the strap of her suit, amazing hamstrings, gorgeous definition. She's got nice detail in the hip, in the hamstrings, but not a lot of crazy lines in that back quad, which I think looks good. She just looks full and round. The skin is tight, but she still has like a nice softness to the overall shape and look of the skin. Absolutely phenomenal. Her suit color is beautiful. It fits her great. The crystals sparkle against her skin. Stunning. I would say she could go a size down, at least one size down in the shoes. I find that there's a lot of extra shoe. That probably has zero impact whatsoever on the judging, but it's just something that I noticed. Overall, I think she looks absolutely incredible. Okay, I mashed two photos together so you could see everyone in the side by side. Wow, these girls are stunning. You could really see the difference in height. Kelly is so tall, and man, does she ever carry the muscle beautifully. But I do think she could have a little bit more width to the upper body. Sunny, that definition is crazy in the legs. Beautiful shape in her quad. Amazing detail in the round curve of her glute. Taze looks beautiful. I'm loving the lines in her conditioning. Here she's posing really wonderfully. The arm is not at all in the way of her glute, so I love that. It looks great. Grisha in second place, wow, those hamstrings really catch my eye. But I feel like comparing her to Jenna's upper body just looks a little bit more open, a little bit more back. The shoulders stand out a bit more to me, which I think really helps with that overall flow of her shape. These women, though, they're all stunning. And then from behind, holy moly. I think Kelly could have more hair. I know I've said it before. I think a little bit more of that triangle shape coming down her back would really highlight the delts, highlight the narrow waist, and almost like point to the glutes and show off that beautiful size she has, is particularly in the height of her glutes. Sunny, those quads, oh my goodness, absolutely gorgeous. But with her, I feel like the hair is not quite right. There's too much width and it's covering too much of her delts and then not long enough. I feel that if she did more of a pointy triangle shape, it would show off the delts and make the lower back look even more narrow. Right now, it's cutting her off here and drawing all of your attention to the width of her midsection rather than highlighting the triangular shape. So I would play with the hair a little bit more. Taze, stunning. Love how tiny her waist looks. You have her side by side with Sunny, and she just looks so teensy in the midsection. Beautiful glutes, great quads. Maybe she could have a little bit more sharpness though into the tie-ins. Now, when we look at first and second, unreal. Beautiful definition, in particular on the tie-ins here. On our second place winner, really full round quad sweep. But I think Jenna's standing up so nice and tall. It really helps you to see the shoulders, the tiny midsection, and so much width. The width is from the height of her glutes at the highest point, the middle, the bottom, and then quads. Her quad sweep starts so high. I find with Grisha, it's a little bit lower. Like the roundness of the quad is closer to the tie-in, whereas with Jenna, you see a lot of that width even higher than the tie-in. I don't know. It's just a difference in the physique. There are different heights, different way the muscle sits on their frames. But man, I think it was a beautiful show for all of these women. Okay, and of course, Jenna is now qualified for Olympia. So that's it for this show. I have a few more recaps from last week still to come and more shows coming up this weekend. So make sure you subscribe, give me a like if you like this video, comment your thoughts below, and come find me. I'm on Instagram at Turquoise Toffee.